Today is the day I finally get to geek out and talk about my most favorite vitamin in the entire world. Hello everyone and welcome to Zagami Beauty. My name is Krisha. So today, so excited to share with you some amazing information regarding a very underrated supplement, underrated vitamin, and I just can't wait to get started. Before we go on, I would really appreciate your support in my channel, so please feel free to subscribe. Also, follow me on Instagram at Zagami Beauty. So I just want to tell you guys a little bit of my background. I am a pharmacist since 2004. So I graduated in 2004. I've been practicing pharmacy in a community for the last, 16 years, minus a couple of years of mat leave. So I do have a huge knowledge base, of course, of pharmaceuticals. That being said, in the last 5 years or so, I've gained a huge interest in more holistic based health. So lots of supplementation, lots of things you can do in your diet, in your lifestyle to just sort of bring health in a holistic manner and looking at the human body as a whole picture. I've done a lot of research about a lot of things. However, don't believe me. Don't believe even one word I say. And I know that sounds crazy, but the reason why I say that is because you need to always do your own research after hearing something that interests you. I'm here to hopefully plant some seeds. Hopefully something resonates with you with what I have to say. But after the fact, I do encourage you to do your own research. My own experience with even this vitamin, I have the privilege and I'm the luckiest person ever to work with my bestest friend. So I trust her with everything. Jolene is like my ultimate. She is such a wonderful person and I love her to death and I trust her to death. And I would trust her with anything. When she told me about this vitamin, she was doing her own research. She brought it up at work and it really piqued my interest. And I believed her, but I still did my own research. And I've been doing that with so many things that I read, that I see. I do my own research because until you see with your own eyes and until you find sources and see it in multiple places and make the connections yourself, you really are not going to truly believe it internally in your whole being. So if this interests you, if you like what you're hearing, always do your own research. Okay, now that we have that out of the way, let's get started. So what is vitamin K2? It's not what we typically think of vitamin K. When we think of vitamin K, we're actually thinking about vitamin K1. And vitamin K1 is essentially found in really leafy green veggies. It's the vitamin that is we use in the process of clotting our blood, so it's used in the blood clotting process in our bodies. So that is definitely not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about vitamin K2, and it is really underrated. We don't hear about this a lot. I know here in the West, I live in Canada, a lot of doctors don't know about this, a lot of pharmacists don't know about this. It's just sort of this really underrated and not talked about vitamin. And why is that? Mainly because we don't find it in a Western diet. So dietary sources of vitamin K2 would mainly be sort of in countries such as Japan. I think Korea uses this in some of their dishes, and it's from natto. And natto is sort of a fermented soybean food, which a lot of times they use, especially in Japan, for breakfast, and it has a really supposedly pungent smell to it. And it's not something we would find normally in, like I said, a North American diet. In our diet here, we might be able to find some in butter. I believe there's some in goose liver, which other fermented products as well, but not very common. So to get this vitamin usually here in the West, we do need to supplement with it. And I always encourage in this case to supplement with vitamin K2 derived from natto. And you can find that in a bunch of different brands. I, for example, have a Canadian brand here, Naka Platinum. This is K2 derived from natto, and it's the MK7. So it's just basically an active form of vitamin K2. If it's from natto, most likely it will be that form. I'll link all that extra information down below. But again, you guys are doing your own research, right? So you'll be able to find that information too and cross-check it. Here I have CanPrev, another lovely brand I really like. Here it's combined with vitamin D3. So you can kind of get 2 in 1 with this, also the MK7 active form of it. So what does vitamin K2 do? Essentially, it's used to strengthen our bones, to strengthen the enamel in our teeth, and the way it does this is it helps to transport calcium from our blood stream into bone. So it sort of acts like a gatekeeper, and it opens those gates to allow calcium to move from our bloodstream to our bones. Now, you're probably thinking, well, doesn't vitamin D help with calcium absorption? And yes, it allows the calcium that we eat to then get taken from our intestinal tract into our bloodstream. So it transports it from there into the bloodstream. Then there's calcium and it circulates all over our body and our bloodstream. But in order to move it efficiently and effectively into our bones, so where we need it, into our enamel, which is also where we need it, it requires the help of vitamin K2. So exciting. So with this vitamin, what can you expect? Mainly what you can expect is stronger bones, whiter teeth, better circulatory system because you're moving the calcium, which is quite a hard mineral. And if you're moving it out of your bloodstream, you're letting your blood vessels just be nice and flexible and not allowing them to harden, not allow it to plaque up in our blood vessels, which can lead to atherosclerosis or hardening of the blood vessels, which then could attract other things and just form potential blockages in our blood vessels. So vitamin K2 just allows the calcium to go where it should. We don't want the calcium to stay in our soft tissue. It doesn't really belong in high amounts in our blood vessels. Our blood vessels need to stay nice and flexible and soft in order for our blood pressure to stay, lower, in order for us to get all the oxygen that we need. So the blood needs to flow efficiently throughout our bodies. So it really doesn't, like I said, belong in high concentrations in our bloodstream. It really belongs in our bones and our teeth. So that's perfect. How much do I take? Usually daily is perfectly fine. Neither can Jolene, we cannot find anyone who really can't take this. We haven't found really any side effects with it, any interactions. But again, always check with your own pharmacist, your own naturopath, someone that you trust with your health, just to make sure that there are no interactions there. But 100 micrograms is really all you need. And most of these do have that. This one has 120 micrograms. This one has 100 micrograms. If you skip a day and you forget, no big deal. But I do take this every single day. And I've been taking it every single day for the most part, plus or minus days, of course, that I forget, for the last probably at least 5 or 6 years. And one story that I have is truly, truly remarkable. And it really proves to me that this vitamin does work. Okay, so my own personal experience with vitamin K2. It probably started, I probably started noticing something maybe a few months into taking it. I started noticing my teeth looking a little bit whiter without obviously the help of any, white strips. And I would use Crest white strips kind of every maybe 2 years, 3 years. I think I went really lax and didn't use them for at least 4 years prior to starting K2. And I just noticed my teeth getting whiter. Great, perfect. Other than that, not much. More in terms of noticing physically what it was doing. But the thing that really, really just solidified how amazing this vitamin is during my pregnancies. So during my pregnancies, both of them, I didn't take any extra calcium. I figured, you know what, I have K2 on board. Any calcium I'm getting in my diet is more than enough because I actually have the calcium going to where it needs to. And that was just my own confidence in the vitamin, my own confidence in the research I was doing. And the fact that I was still getting obviously calcium in my diet. I was getting it in my almond milk, I was getting it in my cheese, my yogurt. I like almonds, that has some calcium in it. So I was getting probably at least 500 to 1,000 milligrams a day. And I know they recommend around 1,500 milligrams for pregnancy, 1,000 to 1,500. And I went on with my pregnancies and I was feeling great, and I didn't really kind of notice anything until I went to the dentist with my second pregnancy. And I had back-to-back pregnancies. I got pregnant the second time when Gabby was 1. And I remember going to the dentist midway into my second pregnancy, and I remember the hygienist being almost in shock, being almost in disbelief that as she was, working on my teeth and cleaning my teeth, I didn't have any loose teeth. She actually said that. She's like, oh, you don't have any loose teeth. Your teeth feel great. Like they feel really, really strong. And obviously I didn't have any cavities either. And as she was just inspecting my teeth and examining things, she was just in this disbelief and shock. And she would ask me, what am I doing? And I was kind of surprised because I wasn't really doing anything extra. I was just eating normally and I was taking K2. And she told me when she sees pregnant women, a lot of the time, whether it's the first or second or third pregnancy, a lot of times they have loose teeth. And I mean, logically, that might make sense. The baby's going to take what the baby needs. And if it needs calcium and there isn't enough calcium there in the bloodstream for you to provide the baby, it's going to start taking it from your bones. It's going to start leaching it from your teeth. And that's just fact. The baby's going to take what the baby needs. And so I guess because I was taking this vitamin and I was getting the calcium where it needs to go, I continued having a strong basis to my bones, to my teeth. And it was just an efficient, I guess, absorption and utilization of calcium that I was experiencing with this vitamin. So I had absolutely no issues with my teeth. I haven't whitened my teeth since probably 2008 or 9. I drink coffee every day. When I work, I'm sipping on it throughout the day because we're really quite busy at work. And so I'm just kind of sipping on my coffee for the first 3-4 hours of my shift, which isn't the greatest thing. And I'm not brushing my teeth right after. They could be whiter probably if I used, you know, white strips or something, but I don't feel the need to. I feel like they've maintained their you know, white color. They're not discolored by any means, and they feel strong. I haven't had a cavity. Like, I haven't had any issues with my teeth. And I just know it is in part, if not for the most part, due to this vitamin. So I don't know if I've convinced you guys. I'm not here to do that. I'm just hopefully here to empower you to look into things, look into maybe this vitamin if it's something that interests you, and just kind of gain your own sort of realization maybe and interest in it and inspiration from it, which could lead to other, you know, researching along the way. You don't know, if you find information on this, it might lead you to information on that. And it's really exciting to learn about these things. So, whew, I'm out of breath because I don't know, I just got so built up for this video and I was so excited for it. And I think that's pretty much everything I have to say about vitamin K2. I have a love affair with it. It's a beast of a vitamin, and it's just so underutilized. So I hope that you gained some knowledge or interest from this video. Leave me any questions you have down below. If there's anything I may have missed or anything that you have questions about, definitely feel free to ask those questions down below and I will get back to you 100%. Otherwise, happy researching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel before you go. I would love to see you guys here on my next video, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.